Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the bridal rose earrings. Now these don't have to be for a bride, but I made the original version here in a beautiful silver and white opal. So I just figured, oh, you know what, it is very bridal and very, very beautiful. So these are featuring some lovely Swarovski crystals, and that main component there is the emerald cut bead. Now I pulled out a few different colors here just to kind of show you because like I said, I made the silver version there. Today I'm going to be doing a gold version with the emerald. I figured I'll go for emerald of the emerald cuts. But I wanted to kind of pull out a couple of the other colors here because we're also going to be using this rose chain. So I have it in gold and silver, but I also have it in a beautiful antique brass. So just to kind of visually show you what you could do. So I love this really beautiful rose color with that antique brass. You could do that. Or even go even more vintage by adding a golden shadow. And you could actually do this with the gold as well, or I'm sorry, with the silver and with the gold. So there's just a lot of really fun options. And another thing too is that if you wanted to go for crystal with silver, let's say you are the bride and you want to stay really nice and fresh, but let's say your bridal color is a blue, so you could do blue for your bridesmaids. So just some really fun things and some great little ideas to sort of really personalize this and choose the color that suits you the best. So, but like I said, for today, I'm going to be using the emerald. Now I have 2 emerald cut beads and I also have some bicone beads here. I'm going to be using some 1.5 inch 22 gauge head pins. You can also get away with a 1 inch, but I'm going to use a 1.5 today. And I also have some eye pins here. Again, these are 22 gauge, and these are going to be 2 inches, and you're going to want that length because we're going to be making a longer component with that. All right, and then I have some ear wires here, and I have my lovely rose chain. So if you have all of your supplies, let's go ahead and get started. The only tools that you're going to need are a pair of chain nose pliers, a pair of round nose pliers, and a pair of flush cutters. All right, so let's dive in. So first, I'm going to actually cut off 4 of my little roses here because we're going to use 2 per earring. So I'm just going to take my flush cutters and just sort of go in and just cut off the little jump rings that are attaching them. So you don't want to cut the roses, you just want to cut the jump rings in between there. So I'm just doing this just so I can remove 4 of them. And what I love is that this chain is actually sold by the foot. So it's so delicate that you could actually make a little matching bracelet as well. So just something to consider, because you'll have definitely, as you can see, a little bit left over there. All right, so I have my little roses here, and I'm just going to remove my little pieces. There we go. And we'll kind of brush that out of the way. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of our head pins here, and we're going to create those little bicone dangles at the bottom. So just go ahead and take 1 bicone, slip it on all the way down to the end. And then we're going to take our round nose plier here, and all we're going to do is just bend it back and then wrap our wire up and over the top. We're going to just kind of rotate our pliers so we can bring our wire across. And that is how we're going to create our little simple wire loop. We're going to take our flush cutters, come in here, and snip off that wire. So I'm just going to repeat that once more to create for the second earring here. So again, just slip it on, go ahead and bend it back ever so slightly there, and wrap it up and over the top, and just trim our wire. So very nice and easy. All right, so now we're going to move on to the bigger component here. So we're going to take one of our eye pins. I'm just going to kind of straighten that out with my fingers. There we go. I'm going to slip on 1 bicone, 1 of my emerald cut beads, and 1 more bicone. And now we're going to do the same thing, but I just want to make sure that loop is going to be facing the right way there. So I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers again, making sure to keep them perpendicular to my loop there at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and bend it back and bend it up and over the top, again to create a nice little loop there. And then I'm going to come in with my cutters and cut that off. And it's okay that my loop is open. I'm going to need that to attach later, so don't worry about closing your loop just yet. And I'm just going to repeat that again for my second earring here. Again, a bicone, an emerald bead, and one more bicone. Slide it down. And again, judging where that loop is there, just going to bend it back, wrap it up and over the top, and across the front there. And come in with my flush cutters and trim my wire. All right, so now I have all of my little pieces here ready to go. So now all we need to do is assemble our earrings. So if you look really closely here, you can see on the roses that there is sort of an up and a down. So let me kind of point that out to you really quick. So when you look here, there's like a little center part to the rose. So that I consider to be facing up. So this would be the bottom and this would be the top. So it's your preference, but just so that you know, this is not a perfect copy, so you do have sort of a little bottom and a top. And you can see that the top has its own little sort of loop that's a little bit separated from the rosette itself. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our chain nose pliers here, and we're just gonna very gently open the little loop of our bicone, slip on our little rose, and just give it a nice little gentle twist to sort of close that back up. So that is our first little part there. And then we're going to take our dangle here, and you can do this one either way, it works the same. So I'm just going to kind of open up the loop that we already had there. And I'm going to slip on my little rose. And now I'm just going to close that up. And I'm doing this just sort of free-handed, but if you want, you can take your round nose pliers and adjust that as well. All right, so we just want to make sure that we're nice and up and down there, and we have our earring happening. So there we are so far. And then we're just going to move to the top part here, again, giving it a nice little gentle twist. We're going to add on one more of our roses into the bottom loop there, and then just sort of close that up. And then last but not least, we're going to add our earring hook here. So again, giving it a little gentle twist there, slipping it on, and now closing that one up. All right, just going to adjust with my pliers to make sure everybody is up and down and happy. So there we go. So that is one of our earrings. I'm going to do it again quickly to show you exactly how to do that with the second earring. So again, and this is what I mean, you can take your pliers and instead of just sort of using your hand there, you can just sort of twist open with both there. But I like to kind of have my hand involved, but it, again, is your choice. All right, now this one I want to make sure that my loop is going to be nice and closed here. So I'm just going to get my pliers in there and just kind of give it a little squeeze. Just make sure it's nice and secure. There we go. Little road test. All right. So again, I'm going to take that loop that's already open just a little bit at the bottom. I'm going to slip on my earring and then just sort of close that up. There we go. Move to the top part. Open up my little loop. Slip on my second rose for this one. And just again, just give it a nice little gentle twist. And then I'm going to move to the top there with my earring. Open it up and slip on my little rose. So very simple techniques. All you need to know how to do is how to open a jump ring and how to do a simple wire loop. And then you can create these earrings, and you saw how fast that came together. So if you are making some bridesmaids jewelry, you can just get all your components ready to go and just sort of build them almost in an assembly line. So really fun thing to do. So these are the bridal rose earrings, but of course you can make them in any color that you desire by using the beautiful rose chain and Swarovski crystals. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can find even more tutorial videos and all of the supplies used here by heading over to Beadaholique.com.